What's up, everybody? Welcome to the LEC Fantasy Draft on the Esports YouTube channel. At least I think that's where this is going.
Yes.
We're here. We're going to have an LCS one coming up soon, but the LEC starts in less than 24 hours. Or it's already started, depending on when we get this up. But either way, my name's Enrique Demore, here with 7 additional players in this league that maybe we'll keep track of over the course of the year. We've discussed incentives from cosplay to singing to all the above, but either way,
money,
just straight up money. No, not money.
Straight
cash.
Yeah, hard, cold cash.
Twitter followers.
Ooh, clout.
Imagine if you could Venmo someone Twitter followers, if you lost a bet.
Yeah, you just trade.
In draft order, let's have everyone introduce themselves. So, Ethan, you go first.
Yay! Finally starting off the LEC draft strong. No applause. I'm Ethan Garcia. I'm a freelance writer for Dot, and resident LEC expert in terms of if it's related to Fnatic or G2, I'll probably understand it and anything else now.
Nice.
My name's Sage. I am second in this order. I am Dignitas's biggest fan, and my slogan for life is "Living like Larry."
Let's go.
Living like Larry. My name is Enrique Demore. I work for Dot. I do a bunch of different stuff, but not enough of anything. I feel like, is it therapy session yet? That's the next draft.
All right.
We'll see you back in the LCK one. It's no drafting, just therapy.
God.
Just discussion.
And I'm drafting third.
Hi, my name is Blaine Paul Hamus. I'm a freelance writer for Dot. I cover a lot of stuff, but also League of Legends. I am drafting fourth in this draft, and I'm ready to win a draft.
Nice.
Greetings. My name is Michael Kelly. I am the World of Warcraft writer for Dot Esports, among other things. Around these parts, I'm mainly known for my League of Legends expertise and hopefully
prowess.
Absolute prowess, unrivaled. Hopefully, it plays a factor in today's fantasy draft.
Yeah. My name's Tyler. I also work for Dot. And I will be drafting after the boy himself, Mr. Mike. Hopefully we have a good draft today.
Hi everyone, I'm Cecilia Ciocchetti and I'm also a league writer, probably the only European here actually, and the OG Italian writer for Dot. So nice. Let's bring this home.
Okay.
And I'm Scott Robertson. I'm a staff writer here at Dot Esports, primarily covering CSGO Valorant, which puts me at a big disadvantage for a league draft. And on top of that, I'm also drafting last. So
good luck.
I hope.
But as the saying goes, we needed an eighth.
There it is. Wow.
Yo!
I don't think I've ever heard that saying.
Yeah, I've never heard that said before.
And who are you talking about? Because I know you ain't talking about me.
Definitely not at Counter Scott Go.
Fair. He added me. Follow me on Twitter. How you feel.
All right, Mr. Commissioner, Mr. Tyler, let her rip, Tater Chip.
First off, I'm glad all 7 of us, I'm not going to let it slide, but for a brief moment there, all 7 of us did let her rip Potato Chip slide under the radar. I'm not going to let it go, but there was a brief moment in time where it was.
Everyone went quiet.
Unaddressed, and we were going to talk about League of Legends.
Oh my God.
That was going to stay in the zeitgeist for a bit.
All right, Ethan.
3 minutes.
Well, yeah, I see we've got 3 minutes, which is quite a lot.
No, you have 1
Go for that monologue.
Been considering, my pick for quite a few weeks now. I've really, and I think I've set on this, but I'm not too certain, so I think I'm going to waste more of your time. However, I'm going to
turn the draft off.
That, it's telling me that the predicted pick for this person is round 1 overall number 1, and I think I have to agree with him. With the system, and put my boy Upset here as number 1 overall draft pick.
Okay. Nice.
Do they have cartoons for the LEC?
So,
it is.
That's
They do not have those. That is not actually his face.
He has a nose.
Little logo for the player is just a PNG cartoon drawing. Respect to whoever put in the time at Sleeper headquarters to draw up.
To draw.
It looks like it's from one of those Esports Manager mobile games.
Yeah.
It looks like
Honestly,
it's
it
from.
does.
It looks like it's from South
That's
Park.
us. That's us, pet.
It looks like it's from South Park, and he's Canadian.
Yeah, it's straight up just an NFT.
Wow,
It's
this is
like-
It's an upset board ape.
All right, we're taking
Oh,
Sage's
snap.
precious minutes.
Yeah,
Still
I
got
was-
2 minutes.
Dude, we have
That's
so
why I
much
put it at
time now.
3.
It's sick. Isn't it crazy? Oh, we can't talk about last one, but yeah, nothing happened yet. So this one, I'm going to pick because I think that they're going to be the best top laner once again. He played
Ooh.
last year in the LCS, and he doesn't have any points right now, but I'm almost certain by his
Ooh.
stats he's going to absolutely kill it on this team.
Yeah, really good pick. Nice.
Folks, it's Finn.
for those who haven't seen our LC, well, I guess we won't spoil it yet. I would.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen.
This is going first. This is going first.
Wait, this comes out. Yeah, that's a good point. LCS. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It
is up.
Yeah, we're gonna do humanoid. Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
Good pick. Good pick.
Good pick.
All right, I'm gonna go with the jungler who's gonna hit all of his spears in 2022.
Oh
It's
no!
Jankos.
Oh
Too much
my!
talking to that guy.
Movable target.
Yo, that G2 video is so
no.
funny when he missed that spear.
Yeah. Throws it into the wall.
Facts,
Oh,
And
honestly.
that's why I picked him.
Oh my god. All
How
right.
do I get to pick between perks and caps? This feels like unfair.
We can leave them
Yeah,
both
I'm gonna
open for you.
Poor man.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick.
Let us
Yeah, you don't have to pick
Yeah,
them. You
we'll
can
give you
pick.
both.
That does. That feels
You'll
like
pick
a nice thing. To do.
Promise
That-
you.
Is that Nuke Duck just sitting down there? He seems cool.
Oh,
Nice.
Schlatan, yeah.
It would
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
sacrilegious if I don't pick perks.
And
Yeah.
it does feel sacrilegious if I don't pick caps.
There we go.
Right.
We just
Now, who's
draft
left?
Smaller vitality in the first round.
I'm telling you.
There's some good guys left at still
Yes.
the mid lane.
Hmm.
If you kind of like squint from a distance, all of these drawings are exactly the same.
Yep.
I think I will go with Carsey.
Good pick. Really good pick. Very good pick.
Scott's like
Oh.
the only LEC player I knew. Damn it.
No, I was gonna pick Carsey back to back with one of my. I have 2 picks. I have a whole 6 minutes to talk, so good luck. But it would be a waste of those 6 minutes. I'm barely informed on LCS, even less so on LEC. So I am just gonna go with just sort of based on what they recommend, and in that case, we're gonna start with the mid laner,
Okay.
because that's a very important position.
It is.
And I'm gonna go with the guy that gave me. So I did an LEC draft last year. Knew very little about it. Pretty much just drafted randomly. But this guy ended up being pretty significant for me. So we're gonna bring him back, and it's gonna be Larson.
Very good pick.
Solid.
Nice.
I really
And
hope
Bless
I get
Mids
these
in the league.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is actually the best one.
And I do the bot laners that are left. Nothing's really standing out to me yet. So I might wait until next round to grab a bot laner. So in that case, I'm thinking about Oda Omne because he was good for me last year too. Essentially, I had the rogue trio of Larson, Oda Omne, and Hans, and just coasted on that for the entire
That'll do it.
splits. Obviously, Hans not in the LEC anymore, and I really can't. This guy's really on the this guy right here is on the consensus favorite of the league. So I'm gonna go jungler, and I'm gonna grab Selfmade.
Nice.
Nice.
Decent pick.
Okay, so I would go. So we have a lot of really good top laners in the LEC, so I don't think that's something that I can cover. Like I can leave it for later because there are really
Right.
a lot of top laners that are great. But one position that I need to cover, like ASP, is the jungler, and I'll go with Ilioya.
Really good pick.
That's a good
Yeah.
pick.
Solid,
basically-
actually.
I'm basically doing Mad Lions 2000.
Recreating Mad Lions.
Ah,
I thought they were
Welcome
pretty
back.
good, personally.
Yeah.
that was a pretty good League of Legends team.
There's my scolding take for the day.
So for my second pick here, I want someone who's going to be consistently reliable, who's also on a really good team. And I think he is one of the last like top picks in his role. There's one more player besides him that I think is a top pick in my opinion. I'm gonna pick Razork here.
Oh my
Damn
god.
you.
Jeez. Wow, guys.
Good pick.
Whoever doesn't have a jungler.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah, actually.
absolute bro moment, dude. You know what? I'm gonna stop. No, Gilius is good. Let's
There
stop
it is.
messing around.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
yeah,
That was the
Gilius
one
What are we
that-
talking about?
All right,
Yeah, Gilius
all
is
right.
still good. I'm not like
So
Dude,
yeah.
this is like the
So the
1920s.
mid lane
Like the run on the
pool-
banks is the run on junglers, and then they just get just extremely devalued.
Oh yeah.
the mid lane pool is dissipating pretty quick, but thankfully the LEC is pretty stacked in the mid lane. Vethio, if that's how you say his name, had a
VTO.
really great summer. Yeah,
VTO.
VTO. He had an amazing summer, and I'm banking on him to do it again.
Very good pick too. Yeah.
This is tough, bro. It's just tough.
Some would say VTO is a rising star.
He was good last
Yeah,
year.
man.
I may in fact.
Yeah, he is a rising star. All right. Just because there's 3 minutes doesn't mean.
Silence for 20 seconds.
I'm fucking. I'm kidding.
20 seconds.
Hey,
Hello.
yo.
Sat here and waxed poetic about
Pick
Razor.
Tyler next turn.
Went for the jug after 20 seconds.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, we're running out of time. We only have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, only 2 more minutes, man.
For the whole
On the
thing.
clock, bro.
Ethan's gonna talk for a full 6 minutes.
Oh,
This
snap.
next two
Alright.
turns.
That's what I love to
All
do.
right.
Broken Blade. Nice.
Break out the hammer.
Okay.
That's a good
on.
pick.
I'll let the pick speak for itself since I'm not allowed to.
So, like, straight up, I have to go for a jungler now because there's literally no other junglers left. So, I'm.
Sorry.
Ooh. This is interesting.
This is a professional LEC draft here. Let's try and clean.
We're all professional
Dude.
here.
Wow. There was like 4
Fault of
junglers
the
drafted
2-hour
in the
recording.
second round. That's crazy.
Nuke Duck is still up.
That was my joke.
Oh. Alright, so I think this person's actually going to be good. Like really, really good. And I think this is a talented team. They failed to make playoffs like every split. But I actually think this
Okay.
player is probably going to be one of the best players on this team. And that's why I'm picking Zanzara. So
Actually.
Oh,
Oh,
and then he picked
Oh.
Mark.
just kidding. I'm picking
Wait.
Marcoon. Marcoon's
this guy really gave us
I was going to
the
defend your Zanzara.
roll the dope.
And then he went, oh. And then,
That's not a terrible pick.
Yeah, no, Marcoon.
Yeah, no, it's
Marcoon
good.
is
I
a
didn't
lot of
give your
potential.
I didn't give your time on the floor any respect, Sage. I'm still laughing at Tyler going
Wah.
His whole chest.
Hey, you
But
taking
yes.
up my time.
Marcoon is a good. Oh, you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, Marcoon's a good pick. He came out of nowhere last summer. All right, him and Advian really stepped up for XL. I expect him to only grow in 2022. It's a solid pick, and I respect it. Now,
Mhm.
Ethan, you can spend the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds plus the 3 minutes of your next pick. All right.
My man has 5 minutes.
Mr. Michael Kelly, I truly appreciate the extension of the offer there. Thank you very much.
he's got the
The floor
time.
is yours, pal.
Well, I hate to step on Cecilia's toes in her wanting to restructure the Mad Lions team that won both the spring and the summer last year. But I'm also kind of looking at this. We haven't picked a support yet. Have not drafted support in this lovely draft here, and I'm looking at Kaiser here, and I'm thinking, pretty big important part to Mad Lions' success in 2021, whether that be in the spring or the summer, because they won both. So
Good pick,
I'm
good pick.
going to lock in my boy Kaiser here.
Promise you.
Solid.
Yeah,
Promise.
Still in the
yeah.
LEC.
Actually, I was talking about Hellsing the whole time, actually.
Nice.
And so, I'm looking back at it, and I've seen a lot of green on this board. A lot of junglers here.
Yes.
I see me and Mr. Henrique are the only ones that have not drafted a
This
jungler
is
yet.
bad
I
news
am
bears, dude.
Yeah.
looking down. I am looking at the available junglers available to pick, and I'm one of them kind of stands out for me. Being from the Korean scene, having a little bit of experience
shot.
with former world champions in this little team known as Damwon Kia, and I think I'm gonna have to pick Morong.
Really good pick. Wow. Okay. Especially with the names that are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking it was between Malrong and Markun for like that jungler pick, so that's a good choice.
Yeah.
This third one's always where it gets a little trickier. It's choosing between the mid, bot, and support role. So one of those like 30 players or 25. I don't know how many are left, but oof. I am going to pick in a minute. I need to.
There it
This is
is.
tough. Oh my goodness.
Nice
Oh,
save,
actually,
dog.
you know what? I do know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick. I don't know who I'm going to pick. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Yo, this is
Throwing.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pick Hillisang. I know he dies a lot.
Nice.
But like, he's gonna work with upset, and yeah, that's the main reason.
Okay.
I just need to let you know now, though, that deaths do minus points away.
He's not gonna die this split. I swear.
He's never gonna die.
My man,
Not
91
one.
deaths or
One
something?
shot every
Hot
death.
take.
He's a
One shot
KDA
every
player.
time.
He's a KDA
It's
player.
a full-throated endorsement of Hillisang.
Full throw.
Nah,
It's
we're
like
good,
it's like
guys.
drafting an All-American. It's like, you know, he has knee problems, right? It's like, oh, fucking shit.
That's great.
Bust.
But he was fast before.
Yeah.
You see him at Kansas?
The combine?
The combine.
He ran a 4.3 before that knee injury.
Oh god.
Just ruined forever. Can't even walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was great when he was 16, dude.
You guys are infringing on Mr. Demore's 3 minutes.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
He only has 2 minutes
No,
left.
sorry.
I believe in XL this year.
Nice. Okay.
Respect.
Patrick
good.
is as solid as they come.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to pick the true top weak side king who does the most with the least. Otawame.
Very good pick.
Good pick. Good pick.
Mhm.
Why do they got Schalke players on this app? Who's gonna tell them? Hello.
Hey, yo.
Like the whole Schalke like ERL lineup is available to pick.
Bro, who's
Wait.
a take set?
Oh, wait, you're right.
Interesting. Well, I'm not gonna pick those guys. I'm gonna pick.
Yeah, yeah, you're not gonna take Scarface in the top lane?
Honestly,
No?
bro.
For the
If it
team
comes
name,
to that,
maybe.
Oh, man.
man, how is Wonder still on the board? That feels very enticing to me.
There's a lot of good. Yeah.
I should have went Armut. Wonder's fine.
Nah, I think Wonder.
I saw all the top laners and I was like, huh, people aren't picking top.
There will be one
Yeah,
out there, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of good top laners.
Wonder's an
this year.
all-timer.
All right.
Tyler,
So,
you gonna pick a top laner, buddy?
I've been vouching for this guy for the past week and a half as he will be a top 3 top laner in Europe. I really like this guy because of his he produces a lot. And he doesn't die as much as other top laners. I'm picking.
Ooh.
I'm
That's a
sticking
good
with my
pick.
guns. Here it is, a really good top laner. People
Yeah,
are
let's-
sleeping on him.
I'd sit here and clown you for this, but I first round.
Whoa, spoilers,
Whoa,
spoilers.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait a second, we can't.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mr. Kelly.
Whoever's editing that, bleep that out.
Yeah,
Can't
facts.
say that on
Yeah,
the
it's a
internet.
different
Mike.
day.
It's
It's
just dub
24
over it.
different
That's why I
clothes.
picked Faker in the first round.
No. Tyler yelling "wah." That's the new bleep sound.
That's why I picked Wah in the And just slap Waluigi's face on top of my
No, throw the
just
mic
just so
emote
no
that
one
we
can
have.
lip read.
Throw the mic emote that we have over his face.
Oh, true.
You practiced that. There's no shot you haven't practiced that.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's just all
In the
natural.
mirror.
All natural.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Still
as I said,
still got 2 minutes.
we can go on. So
Mhm.
as I said, there are a lot of top laners which are really good. So I'm looking towards mid, and I feel like someone who is flying below the radar of everyone is someone who's coming from the ERL
Okay.
status rising up, but is a name that during the U Masters I've recognized a couple of times.
Okay.
So Riker is my mid laner.
Okay.
Respect.
Damn it.
Hey, working with Kaiser. That's
a good one.
pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm honestly a little surprised here. I did not expect Armit and Adam to be both on the board here. I thought Chichili was going to pick one, and I was going to grab the other. And so this is actually kind of tough. You know, Adam's coming off a second All-Pro team spot, but Armit was insane in LEC playoffs in the summer. I mean, Adam was good too. I mean, I feel like these are both really good options here.
For sure. Yeah.
I think based off, I think statistically, I think Adam's on a worse team though compared to the Fnatic team he was on last year.
But you could argue that depending on who they play through, he will get more of the attention. Whereas with
That's
Matt
true. He might. This. I feel like I can't really do.
Adam is the riskier pick, but I think he has a higher ceiling.
Adam is the riskier
Most
pick.
solo bolos.
Just go
And
Peter
you know-
bot lane.
Just
And
think of it
Adam's
as
pure
this, right? It's
entertainment.
like
This is actually
Adam will
tricky.
probably be. It's like a good like you're just thinking it's like who's gonna be the better player on their respective teams in terms of like production, right?
Yeah.
And so
Adam is so it's weird because I'm looking at like what Sleeper says. Armit is typically picked higher, but they do project Adam will earn more points throughout the season. I think probably because people have higher trajectories for Mad Lions than they do for Team BDS. But you know what? We'll go a little risky here. We'll take Adam.
nice.
Maybe I'll remember. You know, it honestly is insane that Armit has fallen to the fourth round at this point.
Yep.
If I could have just draft two top laners, I would. I might just pick up Armit here, but at this point, we do need a bot laner. There's still some pretty decent, options here. And wait, I'm confused. Oh, never mind. I'm less confused. I don't have high expectations for Astralis, and that's weird to say as a Counter-Strike fan.
Word.
But from what I understand, Astralis is not a very I've looked at Dot's LEC power rankings. Spoiler.
Damn.
That
You
Astralis
guys should check
is
that
not
out.
viewed very high. However, I really like this player. I think even if Astralis doesn't do well, I think he's going to have a great statistical. Then again, maybe I'm trying to talk myself into Flacked, but he doesn't have as much experience at the high level.
Bro, he
Right.
ratioed the Pope.
That's true.
Yeah, you're
That's
you're
impressive.
true.
You get
That's true.
Damn.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah,
get
do
any
you get
points.
yeah?
from
Do you
that.
get fantasy points for
Sometimes
ratioing?
it's about the off the field intangibles.
Yeah,
And when you can ratio the Pope, that feels like it's worth it.
You know, we're
it's
gonna.
like 15 points.
Yeah, you can't go wrong against a Danish dynasty. I'm
Mm.
gonna go with Kobe here.
Yeah. Go.
Kobe.
And as Scott said,
Oh,
I
is that,
would
how do
be-
you? How, is, that's, do
Kabe,
they-
Kabe.
I would be
okay.
mad to leave Armut out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew.
Oh,
I
I
knew
feel
she'd
like-
come here.
I feel like he's a reliable top laner. Like he's been consistent throughout the seasons and throughout last year. And I feel like with this new lineup, Mad Lions will go for a top jungle focus more than mid and bot lane, since they are more experienced players. So Armut does definitely.
Nice.
Okay.
Good pick.
Yeah. Let's see here. So
Great,
I need.
great pick for the fourth round.
Yeah.
That is a good pick.
I said
I
top
need
laners.
a-
We are stuck with top laners.
Yeah. So now I just need a bot laner and a support, and I think that right now, there are still a lot of good names for the support pool, but I do want someone who's going to give me more points, and this is somebody who I think is on the a team that's going to be underrated the entire year, and that's SK Gaming. I think that SK has built a pretty good roster for themselves, considering the fact that Treats is coming back to support.
Great. Yeah.
There he goes. Yep.
Great pick.
Good pick.
I like
But I'm
that.
not gonna pick
I like it.
Good pick.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm not gonna pick him.
Imagine.
Yeah, but he's alright.
Like, he's alright. That's why I'm
Mickey
not
X.
picking him though.
Yeah.
Man. That's all I got for this round.
Just
Man.
a heavy man.
Getting down to the nitty gritty.
It gets tough at 4 and 5, honestly.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. I like
There's still some
G2.
really good names though.
Yeah.
I like the idea of maybe swinging in Targamas here, but oh, dude, honestly, my heart is telling me Trimby.
My
That would be the
mind
safe
Can't
pick.
go wrong.
Trimby is like one of those guys who is just like he was consistently like high floor last year, and I feel like it would be
Yeah.
it would be
He'll go
sensible
all
to
in.
pick him here. That feels like boring as all hell. Give me the kid, X Matty.
Let's go.
Wow. Okay.
I like
That makes-
I'm digging it.
that.
That makes my
Yeah.
choice much easier because I was going to pick a bottom laner as well. Got a lot of new faces from the ERLs, but I'm a G2 believer, so it's
Okay.
whacked.
Okay.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
He did appreciate the Pope.
It is.
It was a tough pick for my AD carry pick. I definitely thought about both these guys, but I feel like these are very high risk, high reward guys because they don't have a
Yeah.
ton of LEC experience. And I think that playing on the highest stage does matter, but it could definitely make a season if they, we've seen from, in the LCS, we've seen from Danny what a rookie can do.
Mm-hmm.
Europe always is producing really, really good young talent anyway.
Yeah.
Like
what's
the
worth
ERL
too.
is the perfect. Ooh,
Ooh.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
That's a good pick.
That's a
That's
good
very
pick.
nice.
That's a
Best
good.
team.
A
That's a
silent pick.
For what it's worth, 80 carry is probably the weakest role in terms of depth in the LEC. I mean, it's Upset, Carzzy, and then just an absolute crapshoot because you haven't seen half these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Kobe.
gonna pick this.
Kobe's pretty good.
Kobe.
I'm
I only have mid and bot left once again, and guess what? I'm leaving
Nice.
for last again. It's mid. Because no one picks
Nice.
mid, of course.
You mean for the first
So-
time?
So, oh yeah, who knows? But I'm going to go for this bot laner because I put trust into Mad Lion's scouting processes.
Ooh, nice,
So
nice.
I'm going to pick Unforgiven.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I'm back with 6 minutes to
Nice.
To stall, and I am pretty excited for it.
Let's go.
I might get a drink. I think.
You might need it after this one.
He dead ass is getting up.
He's
actually gonna He actually got up.
He's gone.
He actually left.
Well, we've lost Mr. Michael Kelly, but we have everybody else here, and that's all that matters. I've yet to pick a mid laner, and I'm looking at that, and I think that definitely a fault on my part. But then I look back at my first two picks, and I'm actually pretty happy that I saved a mid laner for this late, because I know we were joking about it earlier, but my eyes have been on Nuke Duck for quite a while. And part of this new XL roster that looks pretty nice, in the grand scheme of things. Coming back,
You're the duck.
but coming back, new roster, has the potential to, even get even closer to that ceiling like he wasn't able to do last year. So I'm gonna say, fourth round, let's go Nuke Duck.
I mean, it's a good pick because he was still like producing last year. It's not like he was. Yeah. So.
And
Very good
top laner wise, I don't have a vendetta against top laners, but like top laners kind of force the crap out of me. And when it comes to professional top laners, I'm thinking of people that can, carry their own weight, but also understand that the top lane is just such an important role in a team-centered game. And I'm looking at these top laners left, and I'm looking at one player in particular that has thrived throughout most of his LEC career, but also, traveled overseas for a little bit last year.
Ooh.
May not have, exceeded expectations as a part of this little team called CLG, but he did come out.
Got Bud Light aced.
He did come out of the LEC, as a part of Rogue, with some great victories, some great split wins. That team may be dismantled and all over the world now, but Finn is coming back to the LEC, and I think this definitely will be the opportunity for him, especially with this new XL roster, to new and returning XL roster, Finn might be able to do just that.
Nice.
I like that choice.
Yep.
All right, guys.
It was either him or White Knight.
So from the 3 mid laners I have left, it's a really interesting choice.
Wow.
Now, I do not regret leaving mid for last.
Okay.
Glad you don't.
But I kind of do have some regrets.
Okay. Okay.
Now, we have Decay on Schalke 04. I could pick that. I think you'd be able to rack up some real good fantasy points in the ERLs.
Yep.
But honestly, it's really going to be picking someone that I feel like will be able to. All right, I'm gonna just keep it real with you guys. I'm gonna pick Certus because he's the only. Just picking Certus just because.
Okay. You don't need explain. Yeah, no, you don't need an explanation.
Big SK fan.
SK's got new look.
Yeah.
Give me
Pink
give
and
me
black,
telling you.
baby.
Those are my
Underrated. Nice.
swing. I guess
Ooh,
guys
I
really
was
high
for
ceiling.
that.
Oh,
That's a good pick.
All right, so only support is left for like me.
Mm-hmm. You got
I
a lot of
think
choices, actually. It's crazy.
That's true. I think I'm gonna pick a support that has a really good AD carry to get a lot of assist off of. So I'm gonna go with Advienne.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Because Patrick, I think, will be a big part of that roster, as he's always been one of their main carries. I'm sure that his support will have to land a few hooks at some point.
Of course. Yeah. Nice. Oh wait, you're deaf muted, Mr. Mike.
Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for the assist there, pal. I'm going with a similar mentality to your idea here, Blaine. Except for banking on the 80 carry, I'm going to start looking at the mid jungle and hope that G2 embraces the roaming potential of Caps and Yankos and includes Targamas in the discussion. So hope they all show up together. I'm going Targamas here. I think
Good
it's
pick.
a solid team. I like
pick.
G2. I'm high on G2. And if Mickey X ever gets the chance to come back and play, he's still technically in the fantasy database. So whatever. 2 for the price of 1, I guess.
Okay.
Also, can I just point out, it's hilarious that Sleeper exactly predicts that the exact CS that a player will get. They are convinced that Treats will land 3,246 CS this season.
The support, like CS.
Support.
It's important.
Very
even
important.
close
you got to
to
get
that
those
number.
CSD up numbers.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
It's good for scouting.
Facts.
So I left ADC for last. I really like my team so far. I was gonna pick up Jezu, but I don't want to put all my eggs into the SK basket for the bottom lane. Because if they both fail, then that's a horrible thing for points. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna throw it to comp. I think that working alongside a player like Trimby, they still have, really, really good pieces around them. So here's to hoping, but picking up comp. Round it off.
Dude.
And on that same note, I think everyone sleeps on Trimby. Like, what the hell?
Oh wow!
Very surprised that he's going this far.
Yeah.
I was gonna. I was be amazed if he was gonna. I figured she was gonna take him here. I was gonna grab him if he was still available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, he got drafted late. That's crazy.
That's like very late.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He went to Worlds last year.
Yeah. One of the best young supports in the league.
So
and he's constant. So
yeah.
High floor player for sure. Solid pick there, Julia.
So to end the draft, I feel like I've done pretty well so far. My first 2 picks, I think I got 2 top 3 players at mid and jungler respectively.
And top, honestly, Adams.
And top, yeah. I think like Mike was saying, there's a bit of a drop off with 80 carries. Once you get past like the top 2, I still think I did pretty well. Now we get to support, and I'm really looking at women from BDS, Mursa from Misfits, and Promiscu. Promiscu's been around, and looking at sort of like his history,
He won him.
Not really impressed with his total track record. Limit's coming off kind of a rough season with S. Or I think it was either S4 or SK.
SK.
And so I remember what Tyler was saying about Europe's ability to produce young talent.
Ooh.
So I'm going Greek here.
Ooh.
And I'm going to grab Mersa.
Wow. Oh my god, that's all
That
scares the shit out of me.
Picked up in the video.
Oh my god.
Make sure you boost the audio for the
So loud too.
wild.
All kinds
All
of
right.
sounds coming out of him today.
So that's the draft.
That's the draft.
From first glance, without like naming your own, who do you guys think is the strongest or one of the strongest lineups? Like just point out a lineup, talk about it.
Honestly,
Mr.
I
Kelly.
thought Cecilia is really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Just because her fifth was Trimby. She has Armu,
Yeah.
who I feel like because of his relationship with Elioya, I think he's going to play around him a bit more.
Yep.
This split.
Yeah.
Reeker is like really good. You actually have a lot of Mad Lions players. So
Yeah.
I think that's like
Yeah, 3 out of the 5.
I put trust in like their scouting system. I think it's a sleeper lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a sleeper because I think you made a good point about Armit and Trimby both falling to where they fell and her able to snag him late is very, like, for her draft position, that I think it is a really I do like Chichui's as well.
Yeah.
I also liked I like Blaine's too. I think that's I like Yanko's is definitely the best pick you can have at jungler. I think Flact I love Odamne. I think Flact has some breakout potential.
I like
BTO
Blaine's
is
as well.
also
I appreciate that.
like a top mid laner. Like he's kind of proven himself to be in that kind of conversation of top 5. He just needs to kind of widen his champion pool a little bit. Scott's is nasty too. Top like his top 4 picks are all
Good.
really consistent.
That's true.
Adam
I
obviously
wouldn't
showed up in
say-
Fnatic.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
But-
Adam is really consistent. Like he relies a lot on his teammates, and we only
Yeah.
see him for one year.
Yeah, but I also think that in a fantasy draft where
Yeah,
like you
that's
want those players that pop off and like are not scared to make plays. Adam's not scared to make plays, so if he's able to like make and pick up a bunch of kills for you, that's a crap ton of points.
I think he had something
and
like
then-
14
He
solo
drafted
kills in summer.
Darius.
Honestly, I really like Scott's Kabe pick in 4th because while I don't think Astralis are probably going to make playoffs, I do think they are going to play around Kabe a lot. So like
Mhm.
I do think Kabe is going to collect a lot of like fantasy points, and historically I think he's a pretty decent like laner, at least when I look at CSDs at 10. He's going to output
Yeah.
consistent damage. He has experience, and I think while Promise Q isn't necessarily the most exciting, I do think he is like a pretty good laner. So like I think they will be able to do damage, and I think Zanzara will easily want to play around that bot side. So I think it was a solid pick for the Counter-Strike legend himself.
I really like Sage.
I like the pick of Selfmade. I'm going to talk about my own roster because I want to. I like the pick. I like the pick of Selfmade just because with Vitality being such a stacked roster, it's almost like for all the lanes, there's going to be so much focus on Karzi on bot lane, Perks in mid, and then you've got whoever their top laner is, Alfari. Yeah, like that. That's so many good players that like pretty much that like Selfmade can just be traveling across the whole map, and whatever lane he does, rotate into, he's gonna have like an all-time great player to do it with in those situations.
3 out of 5.
And he's just gonna
players.
feast on pieces. Yeah.
3 out of 5 players for Vitality were chosen in the first round, so it
Yeah.
does speak a lot. I mean, I was
And
surprised.
then a fourth to start the second round.
Yeah, I was surprised that Perks fell out this late. To be honest.
I'm not.
Hey,
I'm
I'll
not
take
that
him.
surprised actually. I think that Upset makes sense because he's the best ADC in the region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because if Reckless was here, he's top because he's just all-time performer in terms of fantasy. He doesn't die,
he's a KDA
kills a
player.
lot of
He's
people, and
stats.
he's a KDA player, so he's a perfect fantasy pick.
Like Hillis.
But with him playing in the LFL, yeah, and Hillis. But Upset's the perfect pick here. Alfari gaps everybody in the early game. He will always lead in early game statistics, and he's going to continue doing that here because the top lane, the top like players in the top lane are not like, he is by far the best top laner in Europe right now, at least on paper from what we've seen. Because last year, even though he didn't like play as much, every time he was on in the game, he was just gapping everybody. Like he was just beating everyone in lane. Had huge CS leads. So he's just free points. And Humanoid is arguably the best or one of the best mid laners in the league as well. So yeah, I think that Perks falling to like 4th, 5th, it does make sense, especially with how he like last year played out as well. He wasn't as dominant as we've seen. So yeah,
I think Mike's top 3, building off of Perks, I think his top 3 is really good. His bottom, his last 2, it worries me because I believe it's 2 players who are making their LEC debuts. Correct?
The K
Targamas played on Giants back in
Targamas is like
a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can
So
pretty
it's like a
much
return.
though. Yeah.
It's a very well-known name.
True.
So it's not like just... I mean, no one in the LEC is just someone out of nowhere. I mean, probably the only one that popped out when no one expected was Bean during Worlds, but like...
Right.
Guy.
But even jumping off of Scott's point, you know, like Mike has, I'm surprised nobody mentioned it, like Mike has a very well-rounded roster here. You know, you've got returning vets to the scene, you know, some with more experience than others, and you've got 2 people kind of, you know, stepping in, one of them for the first time in a long time. And it's like, these picks are across teams from across the standings in the LEC that have changed like monumentally in the last few months. And you know, these powerhouses and Perks, Gilius, and Wonder, you know, really set up for, you know, the possibility of a great draft here. I think Mike drafted great all 5 rounds.
Wow, thank you, Ethan.
That's the only compliment you'll ever get from me.
That is very nice, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I like my team. Not to like, you know, give myself a little pat on the back, but I do.
I think
obviously X Maddie and Targamas are flyers. Like who knows how they'll play in this big breakout year for them.
That's how I feel with Mursa.
Yeah, I mean, I think your team is deeper than mine, frankly. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't get like more of a. Honestly, the LEC is very, very top heavy. You get this like, the first round of the draft, it's insane. Even the second round of the draft, wild. Like, yeah,
third round's pretty good too, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
like that's where all the top laners pretty much started going off the board, and it's kind of cool to see like what the popular position was. So like the first round was all like half AD carries, then you get junglers, then you get top laners, then AD carries, and then supports. Which is wild because in LCS, you know,
it's very different.
AD carries much higher up positions. Also, Astralis only had 1 player drafted.
Tragic. I don't know. I think that like,
and I said his name wrong.
I mean, I just think that like it's very different when you talk about players making their debut in Europe compared to like ones that are making their debut in like the LCS. Like for example, all of these players kind of already have that kind of stage experience and have been playing in team environments for much longer because they've been playing in the ERLs, which is why I think that Europe's competitive scene is so healthy, because they get all that experience out of the way. So they're not just making their debut on stage. Like, for example, players who play in the LFL, they know how to play in front of a big crowd and play in front of the moment. And that's why they're so much more stronger than players that are making their debut in NA, because those guys are coming from amateur. They've never played in front of a crowd. They've never played on like big stage moments and things like that. Like they play for the European Masters. That's a big tournament, right? Whereas in NA, what do North American like rookies have? They have Academy. Yeah, Academy Worlds. And that like the difference in magnitude is pretty huge. So when you look at players like X Maddie, who was like and all these picks later in the rounds, it still makes sense because they all have the potential to do something great. But yeah, I like my team, by the way.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Tyler's.
Yeah, nobody mentioned mine. Oh, annoyed.
True.
Yeah, upset Kaiser.
Malrong is a little bit of a thing from a little bit like I don't know how he'll do in the LEC. That's why I went for a jungler very early, because I think that like the top junglers in the LEC are pretty monstrous. But yeah, I think that people are gonna see what Hero can do. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And he's a producer for fantasy, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, if his team doesn't produce, like if his team doesn't perform, because I think, in my opinion, here it's the best player on Misfits. So I think that as the best player, he will be producing the most. And yeah, he was already really good last year. So
I hope that like the 2022 League of Legends season culminates
in a Golden Guardians versus Misfits match at Worlds, and just hear it in a Blaze Olive go toe to toe, and I could just DM
you.
We knew the whole time.
I'm
Listen, if Misfits makes Worlds, Mersa had a breakout season. Say it now.
I'm believing in another Year of the Lion this year. So.
Yeah, you are.
3 Mad Lions players.
I mean, yeah, they're all good.
Technically, 4.
Yeah,
because Carzy was there last season,
right?
So.
I mean,
actually, Cecilia's roster across the board is actually disgusting.
Yeah,
Trimby,
that's my favorite. It really is.
Yeah, it's really good.
Trimby last and Armit 4th pick.
Trimby last is insane. The fact not even that last, second last in the entire draft.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just curious though. Just your opinion.
She wins this league. Yeah.
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 You think?
I think Cecilia.
This is wild.
I do wonder if they're.
I think Cecilia.
It depends if they have. Yeah, it depends on how they do, but I mean, Carzy has really had a great 2021. Armut as well. Elioya was probably the second best jungler up in the whole league, and Ricker is a really good mid laner. I mean, from what I remember from Masters last year. So, and from the position that I took them for, I think it's a really good draft.
Really good.
The
only problem, Cecilia, is that if Mad doesn't perform, then your team is done.
Yeah.
Right. So and that is a possibility, right? We've seen really good teams or decent teams just not perform at all, and that's one of the biggest things is that I didn't want to pick multiple players from the same team, because if they do fail on a certain week, then your team's just your team performance is done as a whole, which is why I didn't pick what's his name? I didn't pick Jezu, like I said, because if that bottom lane doesn't perform, then that's a crap ton of points just down the chute. You know what I mean? So
there's only a couple teams that have 2 players from the same team. Blaine has 2 from G2.
Makes sense.
Ethan has 2 from XL, which is wild.
Okay.
But they were both his late picks, and they're honestly not bad for where you got them.
Nuke does a really solid one at 4.
Yeah. I think that's it. And then Cecilia has 3 Mad Lions players.
I think they could come.
That's a good team to bet on. That's a very good team to bet on. I think because it'd be impossible to get multiple Vitality players.
I think Mad Lions is the best team to bet on rookies with, because I really think that their infrastructure and how they do their player scouting is really 100%. Good. They're really good at finding those needles in a needle stack, because it's pretty talented in ERS.
And that's why Vitality players went out in the first round. Poof.
I'm telling you, I think that Mac is is a top 2 coach in the league, and he knows how to build up young talent. We saw it, we've seen it, right? His track record proves it. And so if you're going to bet on any of the new talent coming into the league, it would be from Mad Lions, because we've seen what they can do with new players.
I have to follow all my players on Twitter now.
Nice.
You should unfollow them if they don't follow you.
True.
Or if they're ugly.
It's only follow back.
Or no, Hank.
What?
Or if they're ugly.
What?
That's what Hank said.
Oh, shout out to George.
Shout out to George.
Shout out to George Gaddis. We'll put a screenshot of his tweet right here. Just so that there's no.
He doesn't need any more Twitter followers. Let's not.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. Anyway, that is the draft. Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
That is the draft. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to talk about our rosters in the comments down below, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and hopefully we will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching again.
Bye.